Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Undead Unluck episode number 15 reaction. Okay, the previous episode I'm guessing it was the end of that whole situation, that whole arc, because everything kind of concluded. We were able to defeat Unrepair, and I really like the previous episode because they actually like I don't know, like in that type of a crazy situation where you cannot do anything, because literally his power is so like cracked that you cannot even try to kill him, because killing him will mean that you're healing yourself. So it's like a very crazy power. It needs a lot of like situations and conditions to be fulfilled to like kill him. So doing that or trying to like take him out of commission was a big task in itself, and they were able to do it by carefully planning with the help of Tatiana, Chikara, and obviously Andy and Fuko. All of them were able to do it, and I really liked the way they strategized how to do the whole thing, and they were able to deal a like the final blow to him. And now we are waiting for Chikara's answer, what he'll say, whether he'll join us or not. But Unrepair has again appeared in front of us. Now he's small, he's small now. So I'm guessing it has something to do with his power, and also the fact that Fuko's fine now, even though he's not dead. So I think I said in the previous episode that I feel like his power has something to do with blood, because the amount of blood maybe he has represents like whether the repair power will work or not. And since he lost a lot of blood when Andy shot him, maybe that is why he's become small. And also Fuko's situation, that wound that Fuko got, can also be healed. I don't know. Let's see what happens. Today's episode, maybe he'll explain what his power is properly. So yeah, let's get started. Episode number 15. Let us begin. I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it to whichever is your preference. And let's get started. Okay, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. The solar system. Oh, this is Juice's place. Though. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Yep. Yeah. Hmm. Okay. Oh yeah. Unrepair comes here now. Let's see what he has to say. Yeah, that is true. Ah, there he is. Still licking his blood. Right. Oh, new opening. All right. The meteor coming down. All right. Oh, there he is. So obviously he's going to join. Yeah. Okay. Right, some new characters. Oh boy, fighting against Victor again. Wait, how is he fighting against Victor? He is Victor, isn't it? Okay, maybe that's like a symbolism. For a moment, I was like, yeah, wait, how is he fighting against him? Ah, okay. Damn. Okay, that was a good opening, but the first opening is crazy good. You know. I died. Oh, then, yeah, what are you, Detective Conan? Bruh! Oh boy. Whoa. Um, yeah. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, but you know. Oh yeah, you cannot. Don't. Yeah, don't really reveal anything. Yeah, sorry. What? Okay. He was gonna say like he was gonna give a gift or something. Yeah. What is it? Yeah. What? Is that an artifact? Like he has Chloe with him, so I guess Foucault hasn't really. What? Okay. Whoa. Some kind of a vision? Oh my god, what is happening here? Oh no! Okay. He's getting some kind of vision as soon as he. Okay, that's interesting. Is that what happens when you handle an artifact? Oh, even he's getting one. Oh, I just realized. Yeah. Here's another thing. I made a mistake. Clothes isn't an artifact. He's a human. I forgot about that. Okay. Oh, is that God? Oh my God. We're going to rule the world until they come. You can go to. Alright, what does that mean? Oh my, wait, what is happening here? Oh, these are the other members. What the hell? Okay. What on live upon it as vessels? Unfair. Under. Okay, union and under. So they're like a legitimate organization. Yeah, you can leave. Right. So they'll keep being a problem. All right. Yeah, oh, there he is. He's like, you know what? I was thinking I was gonna join, but after this whole situation, maybe not. Yeah, but you cannot move as well. Yeah, there you go. What now? Checkmate. Oh boy. What the hell is happening with you? Oh, she's like happy about coming to school. She hasn't really gone to school for a while, I'm guessing. Awesome. Oh boy. Yeah, well, fourth floor, third year. Oh, yeah, senior. Class duty. Wow. Mm. Yeah, bruh. Oh my god. Yeah, whether you want to join or not. Well, very soon because, yeah. Mm. But if you're able to complete the quest, then it'll get delayed. Okay. A tone. Right. Oh my god. All right. So I'm guessing his power activated in like a bad timing. Yeah. Oh no, I knew it. I was thinking it's probably like in a traffic intersection or something because they probably stopped in the middle of the road. Oh no. This is where his power got, he got the power. Okay, my thing. The driver was asleep. What the hell? Wait, wouldn't the oh, he ran, that's why. Oh my god. I was gonna say, wouldn't the truck also stop? Oh no. Similar situation to Foucault. Yeah, and we saw that. Like she was in the hospital. She was in the hospital. Ugh, yeah. What the? Oh. Um. Uh. I'm the new teacher, you know? Bruh. What the hell? Um. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Bruh. Yeah, what? What? Um. Right. What is that? All right. Um. What the hell? I gonna jump from the window or something? Hmm. Oh yeah, because he used his. I just realized something. When he uses his power, he puts his hair up so that it doesn't come and block his vision. I just realized that. No. Oh yeah. So they'll forget about him, I guess. These are memories of it. There you go. Wow. I see. So that's how they do it. Like they, yeah, he's forgotten. Oh boy. Hmm. Okay. Yeah. How to fight? Okay. Like actual fight, I'm guessing. Like you know. Okay, what is happening here? Level 8 information, black. Okay, yeah. But then, children. Ah, there you go. So they'll like actually be fighting. So it's not only participating in a fight, but actually fighting. I think that's what she wants. December. Oh, ah, one more month. Okay, so I'm guessing Chikara's like the last position now because he joined recently. There we go. The quests. Ooh, let's see what it's this time. Four quests this time? Okay. Right. Alright, new ending. Okay. All right, that's all right. That is it. Okay, the new opening and the ending are good. However, I feel like the first two openings and endings were like on a league of its own. So like those two were like so good. I still listen to the songs. Okay. Now, that was this episode. This was episode number 15, and we are beginning like a new chapter or a new arc kind of thing. So today's episode was basically like a few, I guess you could say, like world building, character developments, stuff. And yeah, basically we got an artifact from, what's his name, Rip, Unrepair. And yeah, that was like the first thing that happened. Then the other thing was like we got to know that Unrepair's group is called Under, I think. And like their goal is to like rule the world up until God destroys it. That's what they're trying to do, basically. Like like live life happily up until the end, that kind of thing. um and not only that, later on we get to know Chikara's like backstory, what happened to him, what happened in his past, the thing with his parents, and yeah, how he wants to join us. And obviously the final seat has been filled, and now we're back to getting more quests. So let's see how this plays out. um so today's episode, I was thinking like Unrepair is going to like explain to us about his ability maybe or something. I don't know, but he doesn't really do that. However, he kind of says something related to like, oh, I've actually died or something like that. So this is something different or something like that he was saying. So I'm like, all right, he so it was, I don't know if that implies something different. Like he like literally said that, yeah, I have kind of died, but something like that. So you know what, let's wait. I'm guessing we're going to get to see more of him in the future, and little by little we'll understand his power. Yeah. And that whole scene with the artifact, you see, when um he like Fuko had like gets the artifact, she gets a weird vision of like, okay, you know what, I'm going to look at this vision again. So what happens is that in the vision she sees a light and buildings melting, fire breaking out, people burning in like rain and combusting, and then this person, this silhouette, which is apparently God. And yeah, that is what was happening. Interesting. I do wonder, like, because they say here, Andy says here that wait, this never, I've touched artifacts before. This never happened. What the hell is up with this? Um, so yeah, I've touched other artifacts in the past, but Unrepair says it depends on the item. Different artifacts funnel different images in your mind. Okay, so it's not necessarily like stuff like this is only going to show. This particular artifact in itself shows stuff like this. The one of the pictures is this one produces is very rare. Okay, interesting. So obviously, I don't know. This makes me think like probably the artifacts are obviously something related to God, I'm guessing. Um, interesting. Like like uh, I'm not really sure. Like, well, I was thinking. Okay, you know what? No. Wait a minute. Another thing. Do they? Wait a minute. A gift. Yeah, this takes out the gun, a handgun. Okay, there you go. So you know what? For a moment, I was thinking like, wait a minute. do they know what a gun is? And yeah, Foucault literally says a handgun, so they know what a gun is. Like, why I was thinking of this, because a lot of things in this world are doesn't exist. For example, the stars never existed, stuff like that. So I was wondering if guns are also maybe some, but no, like that was dumb of me to think, because that guy, what's his name, Creed or something, or he literally used a minigun. So yeah, there you go. I should have realized. No, like, yeah, for a moment I was thinking maybe they don't know the concept of a gun, because a lot of things in this world doesn't exist, which gets introduced, like, every time. It's like, it's literally this world is literally like an unfinished video game. Like, the game devs continuously try to, like, tries to, like, fine tune the game every, like, month or so. Like, releasing patches, like, version 1.1, version 1.2, adding stuff, deleting stuff. That's literally what this is. This is literally an unfinished video game, and the devs are trying their best or to introduce stuff and, like, like, make the situation better, that kind of thing. However, the god here, which is obviously, they're literally, like, trying to destroy the world. Because ultimately that's what's going to happen. I guess I cannot really say that the god is trying to destroy the world, because it's not really have it hasn't been implied that the god is trying to destroy the world, but it has been said that unless and until we complete the quests, then world will be destroyed. So not necessarily it is God who is trying to destroy it, but God is introducing all these different stuff in the world, stuff which might inconvenience us, and and the penalties, as they say. So we're fighting against God, trying to bring him down. What will be funny? Like, I feel like this is something that might happen. Like, now, at least now that we're watching this show, our impression of God is like, oh, he is, like, someone we need to defeat. Everyone in this world, most of them, doesn't have a good impression of God, and they're trying to bring it down, especially Union. um I feel like in the future, like some developments might happen, and I don't know, I feel like future, like, in the future, like, episodes, a time will come where we might realize that, wait a minute, God isn't really bad, or something like that. Like, the fact that we're trying to kill God is something that we shouldn't be doing. Like, our focus should be on something else. God isn't even the one responsible for this, or something like that. I feel like a twist like this will come, because this is something that animes do. Like, when, like, in most, like, in, like, 40 to 50% animes, which already have, like, a goal from the beginning, some of the animes do something as the time goes on. They might try to, just a sec, just a second. All right, so yeah, what was I saying? Okay, yeah, my thing, like, what I'm thinking is, like, sometimes animes do this when there's, like, a goal from the beginning. As time goes on, and as, like, time passes, they kind of twist it. The author tries to, like, put, like, a plot twist, and they kind of, sometimes in the anime, they do something like, oh, the goal that we've been following was kind of a mistake. That's not what we should be doing. What we should be doing is something else. And that's like a plot twist they kind of introduce sometimes. So I wonder if this show is going to go in that direction in the future. It'll be kind of interesting, because, like, I don't know, we know literally nothing about God, and we're just assuming that defeating God will make everything fine, which I think it might, but, maybe they'll do a plot twist in the future where we'll realize that defeating God is not going to do anything. Something else is the problem, or something like that. But let's wait for that. Anyways, so yeah, that whole thing, that whole artifacts thing, where it showed that, interesting, because it showed, like, the buildings melting and everything. So, okay, buildings were melting, and, there was, like, the whole picture of, like, the silhouette of God, and, like, people were burning and everything. So I do wonder why this artifact in particular showed something like this, because he said this is, like, a rare thing, this artifact. Maybe it's because of it's a gun, like, because, guns depict violence, destruction. Maybe that's why we were seeing something like that. Anyways, okay, yeah, that was that. And then obviously we also get to know about Chikara's past, and it's such a like a sad situation because he literally saw his parents die in front of him. Not only that, when he later realized that, oh no, like it was because of me and my power. Like this is the bad thing about these powers. They like this they become like they like what was that word, they appear like whenever and like suddenly, like like maybe like you're eating or something, suddenly you get your power. It's like weird, the whole thing with Tatiana you saw as well. It suddenly appeared, and obviously someone who has been living like a normal life, if they suddenly get a power, they'll be confused. At first they'll not even realize what's going on, and then little by little they'll realize, and that's what happened. And it came in the worst time possible, when they were like crossing the road. And I was thinking, I was like, it must be like some kind of like when they were crossing a road or something, maybe they looked at them and they stopped and the car like like hit them. Now, like another thing is that like what, I feel like the main the one who's like maximum at fault in this whole situation is the freaking like truck driver. What the hell? If he said something like the driver fell asleep or something. Like what? Where is that part? Before I knew it, the truck barreled towards them. Is driver asleep? What? Oh my god, this is just ridiculous. Like, this is the thing. Even if they're stopped, like people who are driving cars and everything, they must see that there's someone in front of them, and then they must push the brake on and stop it before they hit them. Obviously, that's how it's supposed to go. But this freaking situation, the driver was asleep. And and another thing, which was like, obviously, like I said, he didn't know anything about the power. It suddenly came to him. So he didn't know that him moving will make them move as well. So when he was stopped and he saw his parents stop, he was like, what the hell is going on? And then the truck came in front of his like eyesight, and the truck also stopped at that moment. But obviously he was panicked. He was like, oh no, my mom and dad. And so he moved without didn't realize that moving will make all of them start like moving again, and the truck hit them. No, that is like the worst part of this whole thing is that it's just, what can I say, it's so unlucky here in this situation that driver had to be asleep. If it was like someone who was keeping an eye on the road, some driver, they would have definitely pushed the brake and stopped at that point of time, and everything would have been fine. Chikara would obviously be confused for a moment, and then his mom and dad would start walking again when he would move. And little by little, he'd realize that, oh, this is what's happening. But, like, not only that, but the whole driver falling asleep was also a big reason why this happened. Um, yeah, and then obviously now he's like, you know what, I want to help you guys. I want to do something to change this world. And yeah, and then we saw his friend as well. And yeah, I was wondering, like like if you take people with you, what are the people who are acquaintance with them, what are they going to do? Obviously they'll be confused, they'll be like, what the hell, where's Chikara? He came here up until yesterday, where is he now? you know so yeah, so what they do is like they erase the memories. Makes sense, I guess. Yeah. Okay, now another thing that happened in today's episode was a weird scene where Juice was standing in front of, what was that? Is that a door? What is that? Okay, you know what? Let me look at it. Yeah, it's a door, like, or something like that. And she says something like, "We can do this, um, Victor," or something like that. Uh, yeah, we can do it, Victor. Okay, well, I'm guessing we're going to get to know more about that later. Um, okay, that's that. Yeah, there you go. That was this episode. Nothing else. Um, Oh, and we also got to know about Under, where, like Under's goal is literally to rule the world up until God destroys it. That kind of thing. Yeah. Okay, another thing he says, which is kind of interesting, which I don't understand. I'm guessing they'll explain it later. Where's that part? Okay, Andy says, even though the end is nigh, that's gonna be a one short rule, bud. And he says, like, what are you talking about? We can go to the next step unlike any of you. What? Wait a minute. So, okay, I feel like something is happening here. So, by the looks of it, and from Unrepaired's confidence, it seems like that's not it. After Ragnarok, something's going to happen. And he says that we can go to the next step unlike any of you. So, what I'm guessing from his words is that Under knows about something or some kind of a secret which will help them somehow survive, or as he says, goes to the next step unlike any of you. Unlike Union and everyone else who don't know about this. That's why Union is trying to stop Ragnarok while they are not, because they know that they'll be surviving some way or the other. That's what it seems like, because he's like, oh, like we can go to the next step unlike any of you. And he was like, what are you on about? He doesn't say anything. So yeah, that's what it is. So I'm guessing for them, Ragnarok isn't really a problem because they know about something which will either help them surpass Ragnarok or somehow skip it. That's what it seems like, because for him it seems like he says like you can go to the next step. So it seems like this is just a step for it. So Ragnarok, after Ragnarok will happen, another thing will start, which probably, like, yeah, maybe that is why they're not really concerned about God or anything, because they know and they have some way of going past Ragnarok, maybe. Okay, just a sec, guys. All right, so yeah, as I was saying, so yeah, that's what I think. So basically they can somehow surpass Ragnarok, or like after that, for them Ragnarok isn't really something that should be done. And it makes sense, if Ragnarok isn't really something that they need to stop, it makes sense why they are not really bothering with God or something like that. I don't know, but he does say that, like we are going to rule up until God destroys it. There we go. That's why we're going to rule the world until they come to destroy it. But then why is he saying that that is not it? Like we can go to the next step. You know what? Let's just wait for it, because I feel like they know something extra about this whole situation, and that's why they're so calm about it. Either way, yeah, that's that. And yeah, that was this whole episode. Overall, this was obviously, this set up the whole stage for next episode we're going to get some quests, and maybe, like, do something. And yeah, all right. So that was my overall impression on this episode. Now let me talk about this episode scene by scene. So in the beginning section, like I said, we get to see Juice in a completely empty room with a door. And okay, you know what, I just right. The solar system, as we can see, this is so weird. Wait a minute. Um, I can see Earth and Moon. Why? There's not enough planets. What the hell? Wait, so do some planets not really exist? Like, I can see Mars, Venus, maybe, like. Okay, there's Saturn, and I'm guessing there's Jupiter as well. Oh. Oh, I see. Yeah, so there's, like, Mars, Venus, Earth, Moon, Mercury exists. All of these exist. Sorry, not Mars, sorry, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, like, these exist. Then we have Jupiter, then we have Saturn, and there's nothing else after that. You see? There's no Uranus, Neptune, Pluto. So all these planets, I'm guessing they don't exist now, or maybe humanity hasn't found them. or don't know their existence or something like that. I don't know. That's interesting. Okay. Like it might be that, like, because we have to remember stars never didn't exist up until a few days ago, when that got included. The galaxy got included. Yeah, you know what? It makes sense because galaxy didn't exist up until now. And now that the galaxy exists, all these planets exist as well. So maybe that's why they haven't really like found out all the other, like Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. They haven't found them out or something. I don't know. Um, but anyways, that was that. Right. So, like I said, this part is a little bit. We don't know what's going on. Juice is in front of this door, and she's like, "Oh, we can do this, Victor," and that's it. And like that's all. We solved that, and then we are back to the in front of the school, and yeah, um, Unrepair comes in, and he's like, "Oh, I died, all right. Shot through the heart. There you go." So I'm guessing again he did say that unless until he dies, Fuko won't survive. Okay, just a sec. All right, I'm back. A lot of interruptions today. Okay. So like I said, yeah. So he says that he died, and he did mention before that when he dies, that is only when Fuko's whole condition will like heal. And I guess it like it's actually like that's what's happening here. But obviously, like I'm guessing him saying that he dies means probably like it's something like related to his power. So you know what? Let's just wait for him to explain it himself. I'm guessing, I'm sure we'll meet him in the future, and he himself will probably explain what his ability actually does. Obviously, it's not what it seems like, but or you know what? Here's another thing. Maybe it's not his ability. Yeah, you know what? I should have thought about this. Now that we know he's like in an actual organization called Under, his ability is obviously unrepair. However, I'm guessing maybe he went back and there's someone in his organization who has some kind of a power which is able to bring him back to life. And I'm guessing as a compensation, he becomes small or something like that. It might be. That might actually be it. You know, because yeah, like now that I'm thinking about it, it's not necessarily his power that did this to him. Maybe it's someone else's power. His power is obviously unrepair. Maybe it has nothing to do with this. But that is probably why what's her name? Um oh, forgot her name. The girl who's with him. She took him back to his organization, and probably there's someone there who has this ability which can, I don't know, maybe like bring you back from like like almost dead conditions, and the compensation for it will be like you'll become small or something like that. Maybe that's what it is. You know, let's just wait, because yeah, like we have to remember now that they're like an actual organization. Up until now I just thought that they were like the negator hunters and they were only these group of 4 people, but no, there's an actual big organization behind them. So there might be someone there who has helped him survive. So yeah, I'm guessing technically that would mean that he actually died but someone brought him back, which would kind of align with the fact that, oh, Foucault survived because of that. Because technically he did die. That is why Foucault's ability got healed. And yeah, then he was brought back to life or something. I don't know. Oh, yeah, you know what? Here's another thing. Where is that part? He himself says this, that, death is not the end. Where is that part? I remember him saying that. Where was it? Um, you're so small. Wait, you survived, but how? Okay, I died alright, shot through the heart. Um, I got beat clean. Where's that part when he says that? Long story short, I end up looking like that. I'll apparently be back to normal soon enough. Where is that? Okay, I cannot find that. Where is that? I remember clearly he said that death is not the end. Okay, you know what? I cannot find it now. I cannot find it, but I'm pretty sure he said that. And that would make sense if that's what it is. I'm sure there's someone in his organization who helped him come back to life. And that is why he said, like, oh, death isn't the end, or something like that. I don't know. Anyways, right. So he was like, oh, I got a gift, but Andy goes and punches him, and he's like, oh, you're angry because I shot her. And then he's like, wait a minute. Technically, it wasn't me who shot her. She came in front of my trajectory, you know. So is it my fault? He's thinking. And he's like, you know what? Sorry, man. Like, you know, like, sorry about that. And Foucault was almost saying that, like, you know, like, what was his name? Nico. Yeah, Nico helped them out, but she stopped midway because obviously, you know, like, he shouldn't really say that in front of especially enemies. Right. Anyway, so now he's like, all right, I'm here to give you a gift today. And he says, like, I'm going to give you guys the lowdown of what we are trying to do. And then he's like, here we go. Gives her the gun. And she sees that vision. And obviously, Andy goes and, like, gets the gun. And he also sees the vision. And Andy asks him, like, what the hell is this? I've handled artifact before. This never happened. And he says, like, this is like a rare one. The image this one particular produces is pretty rare. And then he's like, oh, that dark figure in the middle, you know, that silhouette, that's God. And he says, like, you know, that is why we're going to rule the world until they come to destroy it, because it's impossible to kill them. And he says that, oh, that's a very short rule, isn't it? And this is where he says, like, oh, you know what, you guys, we can go to the next step unlike any of you. There you go. Like, obviously, all of these are still, you know, like, mixed in mystery. We don't know what he meant by this. But you know what? Let's wait and see where this goes. I'm sure we'll understand little by little when more stuff is revealed. Right, and then after that, we get to see that his phone was ringing, and, you know, like, we see that the roundtable members are battling negator hunters in Egypt and China. We see Shen and Mui in Egypt fighting these two, Creed and this person, whoever this is. And then we see these two, I forgot his name, the guy who runs fast and this other kid, the puppet kid. They are fighting against that guy, the guy, I forgot his name as well, who was with Creed. And this little blob thing, you know, in this costume, that little thing that was running. Anyways, and he says a few other, like, cryptic thing. He says, you know, like, things that makes no sense. He says the world turns because we live upon it as vessels. So why are we the only ones who fight? Why are we the only ones who suffer? It should be the other way around, right? Otherwise, it'd be unfair. We're called under in 3 months. The world will flip around and become fair. Again, makes no sense. However, probably this is the next stage that he was talking about. As he says, in a few months, the world will flip and everything will become fair. So I do wonder what that means. However, I'm sure that's what he was mentioning when he mentioned that, you know, like, we can go to the next stage. I'm sure this is what he was meaning. But anyways, and then he's like, oh, you guys cannot defeat God, you know, like, you think you can defeat him? You saw what that whole thing. And he's like, if it exists, then we can defeat it, obviously. Are you stupid or something? And yeah, and he's like, you know what, you're kind of funny. All right. And then he just leaves. And here's where Andy was like, yeah, we'll fight and kill God. And Chikara's just there behind them. And Chikara's like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, you know what, I didn't sign up for this. And he tries to run away. He stops Foucault from, like, you know, moving, but Andy sneaks behind him because he now knows what his power does, you know. Anyways, when Foucault was released from the, you know, like, when she can move again, she's very excited because she's back at school again. She doesn't really get much opportunity, probably didn't get much opportunity before to go to school because of her power, obviously. So now she's excited, and that is why, you know, Andy's like, oh, can we go in? And Chika's like, yeah, sure, come on. And they put on, like, a little disguise and they go in. And Foucault's very excited looking at the hallways and everything. I love this part when she's like, Oh, the infamous corner seat where the protagonists sit. All the manga protagonists sit. It's funny because we know that Fuku reads manga. You remember that? She used to read like something. I forgot the name of that manga, whatever. In the first episode we saw. That's why she knows all these tropes, anime tropes. And you know what's funny? I do know, like, this is a thing. I feel like everyone probably has that question. Why do main characters always sit in that, like, in that corner? I think this is something I got to know from somewhere. I'm not sure if it's 100% true or not, but I feel like, as far as I know, the reason why anime characters, main characters always sit there, and authors draw it like that, is because it's easier. Instead of showing the whole classroom, they pick a corner so that they can show that corner only. It's easier. You don't have to like draw the whole classroom every single time. You can just draw that section. He's looking outside the window. That's why every single main character sits in that seat. That is as far as I know. That's like the actual reason why this happens. Because obviously, I'm sure someone must have thought, like, why always does the main character sit there? Because of that, so that it's easier to draw. It doesn't take much time. Because just think about it. If it's like a school scene, every single time you show the main character, you have to draw the whole freaking class. If he sits in the middle or in the front, so they show them there. It's easier to draw, and they can focus on that character only. And because of that, that's like, I don't know. That's as far as I know. I've heard it from somewhere. I don't know if it's 100% true or not, but it makes sense. This makes sense. This logic. Right. And also another reason, that is why, like, especially in shonen shows, main characters don't really change their dresses because it's easier to draw the same dress. Oh boy. Anyways, later we get to see. Yeah, here's where Chikara's like, all right, you know what? I'm going to tell you a story. And he tells his story, his past, about how his family was crossing the road and he looked at them, and that's when the power triggered. They stopped, and the truck driver came and crashed into them. And like I said, he didn't know anything about that power now. He was confused. So he stopped there. His parents stopped, and the truck came in. And truck also stopped because he was there. But he didn't know any better. He tried to move to go and save his parents, but as soon as he moved, the truck started moving, and completely that whole thing happened. So it's such a sad situation, because just imagine looking at that scene in front of you, and not only that, later on realizing that you were the reason that happened. And his dad died, and his mother went to a coma. I think he said something like that, or was hospitalized. And then before his mother's death, his mother said all these things. We saw that, all the stuff that his mother told him. And his mother told him that, if you find someone who, like, helps you out, who's kind to you, always stick by them. Never let them go away from your life. And yeah, and he's like, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to help you guys out. Because obviously, one of the reasons is definitely I want to, like, help you guys and defeat God. But another reason is I want to atone for this. And I want to help people so that they don't go through this similar situation, and so that the world can become a normal place again instead of all these craziness. And yeah, so this is where his friend comes in, Rio, and he's like, what the hell, who's this dude who looks like some like some repeating student, this old dude who's been repeating the same grade for the 10th time. Fuko starts laughing. She's laughing so hard. Andy goes and starts tickling her. Bruh. Anyway, so Rio is talking to his friend Chikara, and Chikara's like, Rio's like, you know what, I got selected in this place. And they're like having like a nice talk. And then the car comes out, the union car, and Andy's like, time to go. And Chikara's like, you know what, thanks for, all the support, Rio. You helped me out a lot. Thanks for everything. And he says, if you manage to kill God, let's graduate together. And he leaves. And this is, I don't know why it took me so long to realize this, that like when he uses his power, he takes his hair up and ties it up so that it doesn't block his vision. It took me so long to realize that. I just realized it today because he took the hair up, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. That is why he does it, so that the thing doesn't block his vision. Anyways, so he stops Rio and they get away from there. And I was wondering what's going to happen now. Will he always have, like it's like a weird situation. And then we get to know that they're going to remove his memories, erase his memories. And that's what they do. And Ryo came and trying to help him out, but in the midway he forgot everything and he's like, oh, what the hell am I doing here? Oh, I need to go and get my bag. And that's it. You know. And here's where Foucault's like, you know what? I want to go and defeat God. And so that the world becomes a better, obviously, like, like everything becomes normal and he can go back to school. Chikara can go back to school and graduate. Okay, now this scene again where Juice is just staring at that door. And she says, September 16, Andy and Foucault succeeded in persuading 11th Negator to join the Union. Yeah. As a result, a level 8 information blackout was conducted on everyone with memories of Chikara Shigeno. And oh, Foucault also said that she wants to train properly. So a special training regimen was put underway per Foucault, Izumo, and Chikara Shigeno's request. Because obviously, like, yeah, Foucault can fight with them. However, she's not really fighting, she's participating in the fight, which is different from fighting, So her power is handy, obviously, but she probably wants to actually actively participate in it. That's why maybe she wants to do some training or something, like be more proactive. Now we are back here again in the front of the round table. Everyone has assembled. Apocalypse comes up, and I think 4 new quests pop out. 4, isn't it? Yep. A lot lesser than the previous time, isn't it? I don't think, like, I think the previous time there was like 6 or something. So you know what? Let's see. And that's where it ended. So great episode. Next episode is probably we're going to know what power, and what quests we're going to go to. You know what? All these, whenever these quests and these rewards and these penalties come up, I'm very excited because it's something so different and crazy. It's so unique. Because the first time we saw all those new quests that come up, it was such a big reveal, and I was very excited in that episode. So I'm kind of excited for the next episode as well, because we're going to see these quests and it'll be something probably again very crazy and something that I'll probably be like, wow, this is interesting. Something like that. I'm very interested in seeing what the quests will be this time, and what penalties will probably, because this is the final time we'll get a penalty. Next time it's Ragnarok. So, let's see. That is it. That was my reaction to episode number 15 of Undead Unluck. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, or you haven't subscribed, comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. And that is it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next week with another episode of Undead Unluck. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.